Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing my March wrap up so you can find out all the books I read in March. I only read 3, however one was a really big book, so I'm okay with that. It's not as much as I wanted to read, but I read some good books, so why complain? The first book I finally got read was The Secret Keeper by Kate Morton. I really enjoyed this book. I didn't enjoy it as much as The Distant Hours. That is still my favourite Kate Morton book. It still kept me really intrigued the whole way through, and I really liked the locations and the characters like I always do. This is about a girl called Laurel who in 1961 witnesses a crime, and then in 2011 she decides after something happens that she needs to find out what actually happened that day. She goes out to try and find clues, and she also realises that a brother who was only a baby at the time but he was there actually does remember something happening that day. So she tells him what happened, what she's seen, and the two then work together to find clues. We also go back during this time to when her mother was younger and going out with a guy called Jimmy. Jimmy is actually, I thought he was a great character. I really enjoyed reading about Jimmy. However, there was other people during this time who weren't so great. Vivian, who is Laurel's mother's friend at the time, comes across as really quite nasty and two-faced, and that's kind of why I really didn't like it to start with, but I did really enjoy reading about her later on. I thought she was a fantastically developed character, absolutely amazing. However, her husband comes across as really nice, but he turns out not to be so nice after all. It's kind of a really good way to find out about characters in kind of the opposite ways, and they were developed really well, all of these characters. Because of this, the book kept me asking questions all the way through. I was never bored. There was always some kind of secret just hidden around the corner. Although I did really enjoy reading about the characters, I didn't so much like Dolly, who is Laurel's mum. I didn't really like her as much. I found her really confusing, and I didn't really know what she was thinking or why she was doing what she was doing. She just seemed a bit confused herself, and I found that not so enjoyable to read about. However, I did really enjoy reading about the other characters, and of course the locations are always fantastic. I did, however, really enjoy reading about Jimmy and Dolly's relationship. I thought that was a really main point in that time of the story. I really liked Jimmy as a character, however I didn't always like the way Dolly treated Jimmy, so that was something that was kind of hard to read about because I like Jimmy so much. Overall, I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars, and I definitely recommend if you like family histories and secrets and mystery, things like that. It's just a really great read. The second book I read was my reread of the month, and that was Shelter by Harlan Coben. I loved this again the second time round. I'm so glad I revisited this story. It's just fantastic. I also found out, I don't know how I didn't realise the first time round, but it says the brand new, obviously it's not new now, but the brand new series from the #1 bestseller. Series being the key in that sentence. Didn't realise that. However, I think they're more like companion novels rather than a series, because this book ended like a standalone book. So I think it's more of a companion kind of thing. I do definitely really want to carry on reading about these characters though, so I might pick those books up soon. So this is like a crime thriller book, completely different to a lot of the contemporaries I usually read, but I really do enjoy reading crime and thriller books anyway. I just don't read as much of them. This is about a guy called Mickey or Mikey, I'm not sure which way around, and his dad has died and his mother has been put into rehab, and his girlfriend has completely disappeared, and he doesn't know where to start looking for her at all because it's very hard to find clues about where she is. However, with the help of his friends Ema and Spoon, he actually manages to begin piecing clues together and working out where she is. There's also another character in this called Bat Lady. She never actually has an official name until the end, but that's a really good bit of the book. That's a good twist. But she is known as Bat Lady throughout the book, and she is just an older lady who lives in a derelict house, and she says to Mickey that his father is actually still alive, and he is like, what on earth are you talking about? He died. So when the friends have started piecing together the clues, this leads Mickey to Plan B Go-Go Lounge. This is like a bar full of dancing girls. He thinks that maybe Ashley has some link to this bar and he meets a guy called Buddy Ray there. Now Buddy Ray is an awful character, he is horrible, and you really are creeped out by him when you read about him, and he made me so angry. He really got me so angry. So that was so infuriating, but because it got me that riled up, I needed to keep reading because I really needed to know that he got everything he deserved. I don't really want to say too much more about the synopsis, but I did thoroughly enjoy this book. I thought Emma, Spoon and Mickey were a perfect trio. I thought they were brilliant. There's also another friend that joins them a little bit later on called Rachel. She's also a really good character as well. You just don't find out more about her until later on in the book. However, she is linked kind of to what has happened to Mickey's girlfriend. It is such a gripping read. It had me on the end of my seat so many times. I just could not put this book down. It was fantastic, a really, really quick read. And the characters, like I said before, were just great. Spoon was probably my favourite character. He is so unique, so funny, so witty. He's just so different to any character I usually read about. So that really made that story a little bit more memorable for me, that character especially more memorable for me. I never really managed to guess what was going to happen, which I thought was brilliant because there was so many twists and turns and surprises that's what really got me on the edge of my seat all the way through, because there was constantly something gonna happen. There was never a slow moment in the story at all. And this I definitely give a 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was absolutely amazing and I'm so glad I reread it. And the third and final book I read this month was Girl Online on Tour by Zoe Sugg, aka Zoella. I read Girl Online last year in, I think it was January last year, so it's been quite a while since I've read about these characters, but I roughly remember the story anyway. It's quite a straightforward story to follow. So this is the second book in the series. I don't really want to say too much about it on the synopsis side of things, but I will just say Penny and Noah go on a music tour because Noah's a musician. That's all I'll really say. And Penny finds it difficult to deal with missing home, all that kind of thing. And also her best friend Elliot, I can't tell you this, but her best friend Elliot has just broken up with his boyfriend Alex, and he's struggling with that, and it's kind of just the support system between the friends. And when things go really wrong, you turn to certain people, and that support system was really nice. I love Elliot just as much as I loved him the first time. I thought he was such a cute character to read about. I do understand that this book is for younger readers, mostly. I'm not saying for younger readers, but aimed more at younger readers. So some of the language was really cheesy, but I got over that. It was okay, and the story was super easy to follow, and it was a quick read, which is what I needed at the end of the month when I realised I'd only read 2 books. So because it's the second book in the series, obviously I don't want to say too much, but I will say it is really fun read, really quick read, and if you want something just nice and simple and you don't really need to use your brain much for, I definitely recommend this. It's just cute. It's not something I would necessarily recommend if you like more sophisticated writing and things like that, because it is aimed at younger readers. But it's just a fun story. The characters were all really fun. Some of them obviously I didn't like. There was the odd characters that I was like, really? Just shut up. Yeah, just shut up. But I did enjoy the story, and it is probably something I'll pick up again if I fancied a quick read or I needed a quick read again. It's just a fun book, really. I give this book 4 out of 5 stars, as it is obviously aimed at younger readers, but I was thinking more on the sense of what I would think of it when I was younger as well, because now it is probably a little bit young for me, but I still really enjoyed the story, so I would say 4 stars overall. So that is it for my March wrap up. I obviously didn't read as much as I wanted to, but I did read some good books this month, so I'm happy with that. I will definitely be getting my April TBR up really soon. These videos have come a bit late, but I'm trying to get them up as quick as I can. I have a lot of things on my plate, let's just say at the minute. So I am trying my best to get as many videos up as I can. I have got another 2 videos that I need to edit already filmed. They are collab videos if you're interested. So they're going to be really fun to watch, hopefully, when they go up. We'll see if you enjoy them or not. As always, my social media links are in the description below. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video very soon.